Hello everyone, today we will learn OpenStack, and then first I will give some basic introduction of OpenStack, then we will learn installation of OpenStack. Uh, so first I would like to tell you about OpenStack. OpenStack is a cloud computing software, we can say software or group of projects. Then it is basically used for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and OpenStack is a product which is founded in 2010 and developed by NASA and Rackspace jointly. So start learning OpenStack. Then first I would like to tell you about OpenStack basic terminologies. So I will tell you about public and private cloud. So all of you know the cloud which can be publicly accessible by anyone, that is public cloud. One of the most or the best example is AWS, and the private cloud is something if a company needs cloud for its internal work, so they make cloud and they use it for their company, and it is not accessible from outside the company, or not accessible for public persons, so it is private cloud. And one third is hybrid cloud, and the hybrid cloud is something called mix or public plus private cloud, because when you have a private cloud and some peak hours or sometime you need more resources, then what will you do? You will take some resources from public cloud, and it will called hybrid cloud. So coming back to the services, OpenStack is all about its services, and you are seeing services on my screen, and there are most of the services for different works. And so the first is dashboard. So dashboard is basically a web portal which is provided by OpenStack, and its service name is Horizon. Horizon basically gives a web portal to manage all the resources of OpenStack. And the second one is Keystone. Keystone service is for identity management. You can see number 2 for identity. It will take care of your all logins of users and logins of these services, interconnectivity of these services. So identity purpose we use Keystone service. The next one is orchestration. Orchestration is something if we have multiple times of systems, then we use orchestration. It uses template phenomenon. First it installs one system and then it copies the hard disk of that system. So its service name is heat. Okay, next one is OpenStack networking. OpenStack networking. OpenStack is very important and a very good example for networking. If you don't know about networking, you can learn much more by OpenStack, because it has software defined networking. Okay, so the service name for networking is Neutron, and all the networking stuff in the cloud will be managed by Neutron. And the next one is block storage. Block storage is something a storage by a partition, or a storage in form of partition, or maybe LVM. So these called block storage. And because we install virtual machines on OpenStack, so we will need block storage for their installation. So block storage is used by the OpenStack virtual machine for instances. So the service name for block storage is Cinder. And the next one is compute. Compute is all about the CPU and RAM. So all resources or compute resources which are combination of CPU and RAM are called compute, and its service name is Nova. So OpenStack uses Nova service for compute. And the next one is image. Basically OpenStack store images in a directory, and that is managed by image glance service. So glance service manages all the images for creating new instances or node. In the OpenStack, I would like to tell you something about a operating system. What is a operating system? It is just a combination of ISO file, then it is also having storage, and the third one is RAM plus CPU, that's called compute, and you can say also networking. These are the basic components of a operating system, running operating system, and we can call node it, and node is similar to instance. In the OpenStack, the technical term is instance, so we will call it instance. And the next one, the next service is object storage, and the service name for object storage is Swift. It will give the storage in form of directory, so we can mount we can load data in this directory. It is very similar like Google Drive. You will get a web page, and then you will make a container, and you can upload and download data from it. And the last one is Celometer service for metering. It will take care of all your metering, what a user uses all about. So this was the common architecture for the OpenStack, and now I will start about the installation and the recommendations for OpenStack installation. So I have installed a virtual machine. I have installed a RHEL7 with GUI RHEL 7.2 installed with 6 GB of RAM. Minimum you need 6 GB RAM and 30 GB hard disk. So I'm just checking my machine is ready or not. It is my base system, and here we are. Boom. Okay, here is our RHEL 7.2 for OpenStack. GUI is running, and so I will SSH on this machine, and we will perform OpenStack installation. So I have to disconnect it because we don't need it, and exit from base machine. Now we are back on this machine. So now I'm going to SSH on the OpenStack machine, that is 39. Okay, so it is asking for public key and now password, and we are on the OpenStack machine. So I'm first checking its hard disk. Its hard disk is approximately 27 GB, and we should use minimum 30 GB approximately, and the minimum RAM recommendation from my side is 5 GB approximate, but I have RAM 8 GB as I know. So we have approximately 8 GB RAM and mostly 73403 free. So I will start installation of OpenStack. Before installation we need to do some configuration, like we should use IP cables flush or disable firewall, and systemctl stop firewall. It is just recommended, so you will not get any error. If you want some errors, so you can keep it on. And the next one is SLinux. We should use disable SLinux. So I'm taking off SLinux setting for 0 for runtime, and for permanent on the system we will use entry SLinux config. and come here, make it permissive from enforcing. Permissive means it will not use, but it will give you message about warnings, all that. And the disable means that will not give any message. So and the next step is, it is not recommended now, because now without stopping network manager it works in Mitaka, but before but older versions which have to stop and disable network manager in Red Hat Linux, CentOS or Fedora. All installation are same. So I'm stopping network manager. Our network service is on, but network manager is different services off now, and I'm also making it disable. And the fourth thing is, if you have a NTP server, then it will be better. But now in the OpenStack Mitaka, it does not care about NTP more. So if we don't have NTP, we don't need to worry. So I'm now starting the OpenStack installation. So I forgot something. I should make it big so you can understand. The first thing is, we need to make a yum for OpenStack. So you can make yum where you have to store packages of OpenStack and Red Hat Linux. So I'm going to the etc yum.repos.d and making something yum, anything name, any name. Okay, .repo extension with any name, make it clear, then come insert, give any name. I'm giving name RHEL. Okay, next one is base URL. My all packages are on my FTP server, so I will give the path of my FTP. Okay, so this is my FTP path for RHEL7 packages, and the next one is packages for OpenStack. Okay, so I will also write for OpenStack packages. You can make it separately in different file, or you can make multiple entries in one single file. So the base URL is FTP 192.168.0.1 and pub, but now I don't know the name, exact name of the folder, so we will make sure that the path of our packages. So it will take just some time. I have my FTP running, it will not cause any problem. So this is my FTP, and here it is all my packages. Here is OpenStack Mitaka packages. Just go into the it and select the path, copy and the paste. Okay, so here is the path. I will write it manually, and path is OpenStack Mitaka. If you don't have any packages of OpenStack, please go to the mirrors of CentOS and you can find OpenStack latest version packages, so you can install it on latest RHEL, CentOS or Fedora without any problem. I have used many times CentOS mirrors, so you also can use if you don't have any packages. Don't panic about packages. Now package is clear, we need to GPG check. You can enable GPG check 1 if you have key, so you have to also give the GPG key with that. Okay, our VM is ready. Now for starting installation, the command is yum install OpenStack PackStack. Okay, and we can use -y, but I will not. I will make sure that everything is running. Yeah, it will install a command that is called PackStack. Okay, it will not install OpenStack, it will just install a command PackStack, and here it is. So we will get a PackStack command, and by PackStack command we will install OpenStack. So now the command is PackStack -- generate my answer file and the name of answer file. So it is installing the PackStack command. It will take some seconds more, and then we will start installing OpenStack. And in the meantime, when OpenStack will install, it will take some time, 20 to 25 minutes. We will talk about OpenStack features or services in very detail, so it is very important for you to listen about the services, because OpenStack is all about the services. So now PackStack command is ready, so we can use it. PackStack -- generate -- then add answer file and the path of answer file. So I'm giving it to root desktop. It will make a text file on desktop with any name. I'm giving Vimal. Okay, so it will just generate a file on this location. This file will contain all the configuration of OpenStack. Then we will edit this file and we will install by that file using PackStack. So here it is. The file is vim root desktop and vimba. This is the file. So I will edit this file and will install. So in this file, if you are a beginner or if you want to give exam, you don't need to make more changes, just some few changes you need to make. It is very big file, and if you want to learn something really, then you have to read the comments of this file. For every services there are comments. By reading that comments you can easily understand about that file. So the minimum requirement for installation of OpenStack, we should use search in this file. So I'm searching demo and here it is. So by next I will go, here it is. So config provision demo is Y, means yes. So I don't need to configure demo because it will auto configure some settings that will make problem to you after installation when you will make settings of other services. So we should keep it no. And the second one is I will search for EPEL. That is something which is responsible for updates or extra packages which OpenStack need or does not need. So we does not need to make it yes. Please see carefully that it is no, because it will waste your time in installation and it could create more problems. So we does not need it in the starting. And the next is you can search HTTPS. So I'm searching for HTTPS, because the Horizon or Horizon service which gives dashboard or web portal, that is by default runs on HTTP, but we need to run it on HTTPS. Because of security it is very good, because if we have any option then we could use it. Why not? So I'm making it yes. Config horizon SSL yes. You can read the command, specify why to set up horizon communication over HTTPS. So our website will work on HTTPS and we will check after installation. So don't forget to check. And now we have all the stuff completed. Just one entry we need is NTP. We can give NTP server IP address here if we have, but it is not necessary in this version. Before this, or in the older versions, it was compulsory to give NTP server. So because today we don't have NTP server, so we are installing Mitaka. So we are not recommended to use NTP. So I'm not using NTP, but if you have, then you can make it here in the config NTP server. You can paste the IP address of NTP server. So I'm going to the installation, and the installation command is PackStack. The same command, but just you have to remove gen. So we will remove gen, and the now command is PackStack -answer -file is equal to the path of file, and it will start installing OpenStack. Here it is. So it is using Puppet, because in some time you can see .pp extension of this. So PackStack use Puppet for installation or automation of installation. It is very easy to install by PackStack, but if we are installing each service separately, then it's very tough and you should not try that. I will recommend. So it is starting. It will take some time to install. In the meantime, we can discuss some services. So I will first give you some idea about scale up and scale out. So basically, scale up is something that was used in older days. Now we use scale out in modern days. The scale up is something if you have 10 GB of RAM on your system with 10 GB of hard disk. Then in the past we used when we have load on server, then what would we do? We just arrange some hard disk for the system and we attach hard disk in ports. So we increase hard disk on single system. That is called scale up, not scale out. But in the modern days there is a craze for distributed computing or systems. So in this crazy world now, in modern days we use multiple systems, or when the load comes we attach more systems in the cluster. So it is scale out, and we attach the resources in these computers. So it is a scale out. And the next one is, I will tell you something about OpenStack or cloud computing. So first, about cloud computing. What is cloud computing? So when the word cloud computing comes in our mind, what do you think? I don't know what do you think, but I just think that cloud computing is just a computer which is anywhere else, but we are accessing that computer. That's cloud. So we are accessing computer by network. So on demand resources by network is called cloud. Okay, because we are accessing resources from a remote location or remote IP address. So it is accessed by normally by browser, but we can access also by CLI or command line interface. So by the browser we just open the website and we use cloud. So it's all about the how to use cloud. The basic three types of cloud computing is infrastructure as a service, IaaS, the platform as a service, PaaS, and the software as a service, SaaS. So I will typically tell you something about these types. The first one is IaaS. So IaaS is all about the infrastructure you want as a service. Means infrastructure means a running operating system uh, that you want. So a running operating system is a combination of CPU, RAM, hard disk, and some software with networking. It is called infrastructure, or mm, the service which is taken of the service of infrastructure is as, and the next one is platform as a service. If you want to take the service of some platform, like if you are a developer, you just want to take a service of programming like Python, Java, and so you don't need to install a operating system, and you should don't know about the how to install the system. Okay, so you will just use the Python. That's called platform as a service. So it will ready the platform behind the scene for you and install that Python or Java, something which you like or which you have to work. So it is basically used by containers technology, Docker container technology. So they make